All right, so the Bahama Mar Hoops Pink Flamingo Championship has been announced. Georgia will know their two teams in this tournament. A very interesting draw for Georgia. Um, the other teams, we'll get to the other teams first. The Nov- November 20th, East Carolina versus Ohio State, Florida versus Purdue, Oklahoma State versus Penn State, USC and Seton Hall, and then November 22nd, the second day, Seton Hall versus East Carolina, Columbia versus Florida, Ohio State versus Oklahoma State, and Penn State versus USC. So very interesting games already. East Carolina, Ohio State will be a really interesting game. But Georgia, on the other hand, Georgia has two games, November 20th and November 22nd. The 20th, they will play the Columbia Lions, a team, according to what I know, they have never even played before. Of course, Georgia's going to be getting the early game, so 11 a.m. Um, Georgia will play the Columbia Lions, and then November 22nd, they're going to be playing a team they have history in football, not necessarily women's basketball, but a team they have history in football. They're going to be playing the Purdue Boilermakers. Um, Little Big Ten SEC challenge there, would you? Although it's not official, so um, Georgia's women's non-conference schedule should be coming out rather sooner rather than later. But still, it's nice to know you have a few of these games. Georgia Columbia shouldn't even be close. I mean, Georgia should win this game by 10 to 20 points. But Georgia versus Purdue will be a really good game. They were in football, right? I mean, the 2000 Outback Bowl and then the Capital One Bowl in 2004. Those were really interesting games in football. Over on the basketball side, I do not believe they've ever played. I think they played Purdue back in the 90s in the final or Elite Eight or Final Four or the Sweet 16. The Elite Eight or Sweet 16, they played in one of those. But Georgia won the championship in the tournament last year in the Caribbeans, so maybe, or the Bahamas or the Caribbean, I forgot where it was at. But anyway, they won the tournament last year. Maybe Georgia can go. There definitely won't be a winner because there's multiple teams and there's not really going to be a certified championship game. But maybe if Georgia could go 2-0 in that, I mean, that would be really good for Coach Abe and the program. Um, Coach Abe would already Coach Abe's only been at Georgia for 2 years, so she would already have more championships. Curry just as many championships that Curry Smart has now, and he's been there for 7 or 8 years. So any day we could outdo that would be awesome for Coach Abe. Um, so yeah, Georgia will be playing Columbia and Purdue.